Hello, and welcome to Blackwatch International. My name is Mintberry Buddha, and in this training video we will be looking at the various types of grenades within our loadouts and how to safely use them. Grenades are very versatile tools that can be used both lethally and defensively. There are two major categories of grenades: grenades thrown by hand and those fired by a launcher. In this video we will look at both handheld and launched lethal and non-lethal grenades, as well as how to use grenades to effectively signal. Let's start with hand-thrown grenades. Before we look at the types of grenades at our disposal, let's cover the basics of equipping and throwing. To cycle between your lethal grenades, press 6. To cycle between non-lethal grenades, press 7. There are two ways of throwing grenades. First, there is the basic grenade throw. You do this by pressing G. This immediately throws the grenade in an overarm trajectory. Alternatively, you can use Ace Advanced Throwing. This is activated by pressing Shift plus G. This mode offers more control over the throw. Firstly, using this mode will display a preview of the grenade you are throwing, which helps you know that you are definitely throwing an HE grenade and not a smoke, or vice versa. Secondly, you can pick the way you want to throw. A throwing arc appears that shows you the approximate trajectory the grenade will follow. There is your regular overarm throw, which covers the longest horizontal distance. The high throw offers a higher arc, but much shorter distance horizontally, good for pitching over nearby walls or obstacles. The final feature of the advanced throwing system is cooking. The ability to cook grenades helps ensure enemies have no time to react to your lethal grenades, or it can be used to run with an active smoke grenade. Note that you should never cook lethal grenades for more than 2 seconds. With the basics covered, let's look at grenade types. There are two main categories: lethal and non-lethal. Fragmentation and high explosive grenades are the most common form of lethal grenade. These grenades are best used for dealing with enemies in buildings or hard cover. Be aware that these grenades have a substantial blast radius, so make sure you are behind cover or at a safe distance.
Fragging out, southeast.
Always let your teammates know when you're throwing a grenade, as to make sure you don't accidentally injure or kill friendlies. Next, let's look at non-lethal grenades. Stun grenades are non-lethal grenades that can be used to subdue hostiles. These won't kill enemies on impact, but just stun them for a brief period of time. They create a bright white flash, rendering the enemies blind and disoriented. Stun grenades are mainly used to allow troops to safely breach rooms and neutralize hostiles without killing possible civilians or high-value targets. Smoke grenades come in a variety of colours, with white smoke generally used to create concealment. While coloured smokes can also be used to block line of sight, they are often better used to signal friendly landing zones or concentrations of enemy troops for air support.
We're on the green smoke.
Be sure to communicate the use of smoke grenades to your team leader. Not all loadouts have access to the same types of smoke grenades, so some colours might be used for another purpose. Also note that the wind speed will have an effect on smoke grenades. High wind speeds will prevent smoke grenades from creating a good smoke screen. Chem lights can be used to mark positions. These fluorescent sticks will create a small, bright spot to signal friendly units. Be aware that chem lights are barely visible during the day, so are most useful during nighttime and low light conditions. Finally, there are IR grenades. These infrared grenades will create a pulsating light for about 3 to 4 minutes that is visible only to units wearing night vision goggles. The infrared grenades can be used to indicate friendly or enemy positions, and they can be locked onto by IR guided weapons. Let's have a look at the 40mm or 40 mic grenade launchers. They are available to the grenadier, fireteam leader, squad leader and platoon leader, and allow the operators to fire the grenades further than they can throw them. There are several munition types available for the grenade launcher. High explosive 40mm detonate on impact, but need an arming distance of about 20 meters before they explode. HE grenades are very effective against both infantry and lightly armoured vehicles, such as technicals. They can also be used to damage and immobilise armoured cars, but will have little to no effect against vehicles with more armour, such as BTRs. 40mm stun grenades work in the same fashion as the throwable stun grenades, the only difference being that they have the same arming distance as an HE grenade. Launched smoke grenades work in the same fashion as throwable smoke grenades, and most commonly come in white, red and green. Leader loadouts are equipped with additional red and green smokes, allowing them to specialise at marking positions at a larger distance. One special purpose round for the grenade launcher is the flare round, used for nighttime illumination. Once fired into the air, the flare round will arm and create a bright light that illuminates a small area for a short period of time, lighting possible enemies below. They are best fired at least a 45-degree angle into the air to maximise its illuminating effect. However, do not fire this directly upwards from your own position, as you will end up illuminating yourself. You can load different types of rounds by using the scroll menu and selecting the desired grenade. You may also load different rounds using your inventory. Simply locate your 40mm round in your fatigues, tactical vest or backpack and drag it to your weapon's ammo slot. Most grenade launchers are sighted with a range ladder. To range this ladder, simply press page up or page down to increase and decrease range, respectively. Some optics will block sight of the range ladder, so be sure to test your grenade sights when equipping different optics. Remember that grenade launchers will fire the projectile in an arc, so make sure that there are no low-hanging objects or trees blocking your shot. Some of the grenades mentioned earlier, like smokes and illuminating grenades, can also be used to mark friendly or enemy positions.
Can you mark enemy position with red smoke?
While it is common practice for friendly positions to be marked with green smoke and enemy positions to be marked with red smoke, circumstances may dictate other colours be used. Be sure to use just one grenade when marking a position and to communicate the type you use to friendlies to ensure the intent is understood. Now you have a good understanding of when and how to safely use grenades on the battlefield. A well-placed grenade can make the difference between life and death. Thank you for watching this video on grenades. If this video was useful, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe for more Arma 3 content and check out our website for more info on Blackwatch International.